In this season, we show you some of the hottest design hotels from around America and abroad. From cool urban retreats to luxurious country estate living. This is a design travel show like no other. Welcome to Hotels by Design. Our ByDesign team of industry experts have done the hard work for you, so you can choose your next design vacation destination.
Hotels are operating at a really interesting design scale, from the overall structure of the building all the way down to the smallest object. Each of those was a design decision that somebody made, and those aren't an accident. For the architect and the designer, and especially the hotel owner and operators, they want that first impression to be so positive when you walk through the door.
Let's get started with our first design hotel.
When I think of a trip to India, the key word that comes top of mind is exotic, and the Leela Palace Udaipur exemplifies that perfectly.
Not only is it this incredibly lush, exotic location, what they have done is brought the culture into the hotel. So you almost don't even need to leave to experience India.
This is Lake Pichola in Udaipur in India. It's a setting that promises a romance unmatched in all of Rajasthan, which is why, for this story, I've brought my wife along, Yuna.
Namaskar, Mr. Chapman. Welcome to Udaipur, the city of lakes. I'm Manasvi, your butler.
Yes, our butler. Now, how does this work?
So I will be your experience curator. I will personalize your itineraries, and I'll be your one point of contact during and after your stay.
So you're going to design our holiday for us?
That's right.
Whoa.
I am from Rajasthan. I would love to give you a glimpse and flavors of art, music, food, rituals and ceremonies.
Sounds wonderful. We're in your hands.
Thank you. This palace is not just a palace, but a home to art and artifacts. In this region, there are 4 main art forms, which you will see when we walk around the palace and suites.
Okay, well, I've always wanted to say this. Take me around the palace.
Certainly, sir.
Whoa, Manasvi, I like this space.
So this is our inner courtyard of the palace. These are the 2 art forms out of 4 I was talking about. This is Tikri art.
Tikri art.
This is originated in this region 400 years ago. This art form is made up of purposely broken mirrors.
Broken mirrors?
Mirrors, right, sir. Because in olden times, when there was no electricity, people used to light up candles, and this used to emit light, more light.
Reflect. Oh, I'd love to see that in action.
Right. The other one I was talking about, the umbrella you see there?
Yeah.
This is called Zardozi.
Zardozi.
Right, sir.
Well, I'll be talking like the locals at the end of this.
Yes, sir.
So, tell me about Zardozi.
This takes 1 month to complete one umbrella.
Whoa, back up. 1 month to make one umbrella.
One umbrella. It's all handmade.
Nishant, well, it seems to me walking around the palace, so much care in the design.
The basic premise of creating this palace was to give you a glimpse of Rajasthan, which is a province in the western part of India. Local artisans were engaged to create those various art forms for our guests to savor that experience.
I'm enjoying my time with Manasvi.
You know, over the 3 decades that Leela brand has been in existence, we've come to a level where we are known for our personalized service, and we curate experiences for each and every guest that walks into our palace.
This is our ancient temple.
Okay, so this was here and you built the property around it.
The name of the temple is Omkareshwar Temple.
When I think of a temple, I sort of think of a big structure.
In earlier days, when the kings used to go for the war, they used to take halls and worship God.
So they had lots of temples along the journey.
Right, sir. So the structure and architect didn't matter much. However, the presence of the temple mattered.
Oh, okay.
So,
Got it. Now we've got our shoes off, and
Yes,
this is
and
an offering.
This is an offering to the God for the ritual.
हरिः ओम महा ओम भू ओम भुवा ओम सः महा ऊरु तदसजद्विषः पद्भ्याघं शूद्रो अजायतः ओम भूर्भुवः धूपम् आगमि दीपं दर्शयामि ध्यानं ते ध्यानं स्वाहा ज्योतिः सूर्यो ज्योतिः स्वाहा आगिष्णेन रजसा वतमानो निवेश भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि दम लाल लाल दम लाल लाल दम लाल लाल दम लाल दम लाल लाल दम लाल ओ लाले मोरी बाते लगिया बला चुले लालने साजने साजनू मैं
Oh wow, this is rather fabulous.
Yes, sir. This is a Maharaja suite. Here you'll get to see the other two art forms, the Turkishi, which involves carving design onto a piece of paper and then onto a wooden block. And mother of pearls, that is handled very delicately and it is made up of layers of shells.
Okay, now Manasvi, this room is kind of a little bit different to the one I'm in.
This is the highest category of rooms and we have 80 other rooms with beautiful view and personalized butler service.
Each room, all 80 rooms,
right,
gets a butler.
That's right, sir.
How lovely. The effect of the tikri ad, you can really see it.
Right, sir. Even the reflection of the flames are dancing. She is Neetuji.
Namaskar.
And she is making bajre ki roti on a traditional clay oven.
Okay.
And this roti goes really well with gur, that is jaggery, kair sangri, bajre ka raab, and dal.
Please tell me this is going to end up on my table.
Yeah, absolutely, sir.
This dining experience is called Sheesh Mahal, which literally means room full of mirrors. But here, the concept is more than a room. It's the palace lights reflecting on Lake Pichola under the moon. And I'd have to say, it's one of the most romantic settings for a dinner ever. Cheers.
Every sports stadium is surrounded by hotels, but not many have a story to tell. That's what happens at the Zachary in Wrigleyville. A National Historic Landmark, Wrigley Field is one of the country's oldest stadiums. Hotel Zachary serves as a living room for Wrigleyville, allowing visitors to live like a local. Eric, we are across from Wrigley Field. I'm assuming this is a sports hotel?
One would think, but no. It's a boutique neighborhood hotel. I would consider a design hotel, but it's not sports. We want to be relevant 365 days of the year, not just the 81 days we have a Cubs game. We want to bring you into our world of food and music and culture. We have amazing venues to go see live shows, and really just like have this be your launching pad into Chicago. But obviously we can't ignore the fact that we're across from the historic landmark, which is Wrigley Field. So we wanted to tell a story that, it's been overlooked. And for us, that story is about Zachary Taylor Davis.
Oh, I don't really know who that is.
Right, we hear that a lot. He's the architect of Wrigley Field. known as the Frank Lloyd Wright of stadium architects, and he has this amazing story and actually had this awesome love story with his wife Alma. So he took a lot of his inspiration from her, and we took our inspiration from them.
Oh, no way, look at the stadium. I mean, I feel like these windows just frame it like a postcard.
It's really cool, right? So you come in and this is the first thing you'll see. So there's a lot of talk with our design and architecture team about how you showcase that when you walk in like a giant piece of art.
Yeah, and it feels very Chicago inside.
Yeah, the inspiration here was we're obviously in a neighborhood, we're not downtown. And if you were staying with the Davis family, this would be the guest room of their house. And so all the design cues and elements were about being warm, being residential, feeling like you're staying with them for the night. And so that's what you see around the room.
And you know, I'm a crate digger, and I noticed some vinyl over here.
Yeah, this is also an amazing neighborhood to come and see live music. So we have awesome concerts at Wrigley Field. And so that's a little teaser to get you out in the neighborhood and see what's going on in this great area. This is the authentic neighborhood Wrigleyville, Lakeview experience, staying at the Hotel Zachary.
Okay, so now I really feel like we're in the heart of the hotel, and there's this really wonderful connection between the architecture of the stadium and the interior.
Yeah, Zachary was an architect, so we really leaned into those things. Like, we found actually one of his original sketches. We had it printed and turned into a beautiful mural, which is a statement piece here. In that mural, we really gravitated also into the lampposts that were sketched, and you can see that throughout the space in the lighting.
I'm noticing a lot of really great art within this space. What's the inspiration there?
What was really cool about this project, and pretty rare, is we got to sit with the family, and they had so many photos and stories and original sketches, projects that he worked on that they were able to supply to us. So we ended up using a lot of that as the basis and foundation for our art to help tell the story. Different spaces have all these different artifacts collected throughout, making each space really unique.
Well, Crane, you've been very instrumental in getting the hotel started here and developed. Why Hotel Zachary?
That started with the restoration of the ballpark. Okay. So as we were restoring Wrigley Field, we were asking ourselves pretty regularly, what would Zachary do today? And through that process, we got to know the man, and we got to know his family, and we got to know the buildings that he built in Chicago. And as we got to know the person more and more, we were inspired to do something to honor him, and that became the hotel.
So how did his architecture of the stadium influence the hotel's architecture?
That's a good question. We knew we needed to respect the ballpark first. It is the bride at the wedding, the focal point of people's visit here, and should be the star. That doesn't mean the hotel can't be spectacular on its own. So the vocabulary is the same as Wrigley Field, but we didn't want to make it look like it was built in 1914. It had to be authentic, just like Wrigley Field is. It's a testament to the design team that did such a great job. We had to do something that was in honor of somebody who was really important in the history of ballpark architecture. So all the elements had to be right, the design and the details had to be true, and we hope we've done a good job.
Thank you. Much like Zachary Taylor Davis changed the game in ballpark architecture, I believe that Hotel Zachary will leave a similar long-lasting impression, inspiring future projects. Go Cubbies! The fact that they aren't designing for a show or for an Instagram moment is what really appeals to me here. They have their narrative, they're sticking to it, and they're letting the guests really connect with the property on their own.
The arrival to Les Roches Rouges is understated, but I suspect Paris architect and interior designer Antoine Ricardo from Saint Lazare has some surprises for us. Antoine, the big reveal.
Yeah, you can't see through. You open the door, you get the surprise of this.
And voila.
And voila, there is the gift.
From the outside, I don't know if this is the wrong thing to say, but it looks like a motel.
It does actually, and we like that. We have all the visual elements of a motel. This is the very minimalistic facade, the roof with the big shade, you know, and then you get inside with different layers, and then you get to discover what's behind. This is our very classical room. Very simple recipe, very few ingredients. The concrete floor, white surrounding you, helping you to concentrate on this amazing view. And you have some, little details that helps you to understand the simplicity.
And I love this little touch.
Yeah,
it's like a celebration of the Mediterranean.
It is. That was actually the purpose. We wanted to pay homage to Mediterranean, and we wanted people to just wake up and you feel like you've been invited in a beach house of one of your friends.
Yeah.
This is one of the suites, one of the biggest room actually of the hotel. Yeah.
It's as big. This is as big as it gets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Very simple and functional design. But we wanted every piece be part of the narrative. The narrative is such an important thing for us, and the narrative here is living barefoot, enjoying the view, and how you connect with the Mediterranean.
You did tell me off camera actually that you weren't looking for a wow moment.
Actually, we are trying to be as far as possible from the wow effect. Wow effect is like trying to do a kind of design performance. Here, there is no design performance. Every single piece is an addition to the narrative.
It's interesting hearing you talk about it. It's like it's a real exercise in restraint.
For me, it's one of the most difficult exercises, trying to take off stuff instead of like trying to add more and more and more and try to talk loudly. It's just like trying to be as precise with the narrative.
But of course, Antoine, this is the hero.
What can compete with that? This is two simple materials, the water and the sky. And here we have like the concrete and the ride around. We try to be as minimal as that,
Antoine, as much as I love your work, I'm sorry, but I want to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Comment ça va, mon Olive? Ça va? Ah, super et tout. Je te présente mon ami Mike.
Hello, Mike. Hello, bonjour.
Un vrai petit fils de marin.
What are these, lobsters?
It's a crayfish.
Okay, a crayfish.
Crayfish.
What's the difference?
Lobsters, we have the hand.
The hands, okay.
Yes. Crayfish, I don't have.
Fantastic.
Bon, les amis, je retourne à la pêche, moi. Ok, salut
ciao,
Olive.
Ciao. Au revoir,
salut,
ciao.
Ciao.
Don't get any fresher. The best from the Mediterranean.
Yes.
Is that what you do?
Yes, yes.
He's going to grab me in the face.
No problem. Nice. Thank you.
We've been privileged, I have to say, to acquire this beautiful property. She's right on the sea, and that's what makes it so unique.
Yeah. It's always been a hotel, hasn't it?
Yes, it's always been a hotel. It was built in the 50s. And when we discovered it back in 2015, what convinced us is as soon as you arrive, from the front, it doesn't show very much. And when you pass that door and you look in front of you, and the only thing you can see is that blue line of the sea, and the location is just exceptional.
Eric, your chef, Jose, draws his ingredients from the sea. Your designer draws inspiration from the sea. I mean, it's all about this, isn't it?
This is what we do in Bonnier. We want to connect, in some cases, reconnect our guests to nature. It's all about wellness, well-being, connecting people to people. That's what we love doing, having those beautiful locations in the most beautiful places in Europe.
I managed to talk my new friend Olivia into bringing me out here because this is a great view of the property. The 1950s bones were solid. The design just needed a light touch. It's rooms by the sea. That's La Roches Rouges.
Which hotel property do you like best? Vote for your favourite in the Sonesta International Hotels People's Choice Award. Tell us in 15 words or less which is your favourite hotel in the series, and you could win 2 complimentary nights at any of the Sonestas in the US across their 13 brands. For details and to vote, just scan the QR code on the screen or go to ByDesign.global. Good luck!
The Spectator Hotel in Charleston really takes me back to when glamour and fashion and service was so intrinsic in the era. The designers here have done a fantastic job to really transport you back to another time, including having your own personal butler. Who wouldn't want that?
Harkening back to one of Charleston's thriving eras, the Spectator Hotel puts a modern spin on the roaring 20s and all of its incredible grandeur. David, I really feel like we've just stepped into an incredible club in the 1920s.
Well, that's because you have. That was actually the inspiration for this property. We're in the historic district of Charleston, and from Calhoun Street to Broad Street, you're only allowed 50 keys. That's why all the hotels in this area are boutique hotels, so you have to stand out. In this place, we studied the maps, we studied everything about this particular location, and the 1920s stuck out at us as being something that was perfect for this hotel.
Well, this place does scream the 1920s, but it also strikes a beautiful balance with the contemporary. It's really well handled.
Well, Jenny Keenan was our interior designer on this. We enjoyed working with her. She did a great job of pulling that Art Deco theme throughout this entire hotel, with all of the smoky glass, the chandeliers, and the moody bar that makes you want to have an old fashioned.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a real lounge lizard in here.
I feel like you have to be in a zoot suit to be in this space.
So tell me about this name, The Spectator. I'm intrigued.
You'll see, you have to look into the details around the building. A hint would be to look up and to look down.
Wow, this room is so bright and cheery and fresh looking.
I'm so glad you think so, Scott. This is definitely a deliberate interior design choice to transition from a lot of those Art Deco lines and the dark and moodiness of our common spaces.
Yeah, I mean, what an incredible oasis to come back to after a heavy day of touring around this great city.
We do love and are very proud to be part of Charleston and to really have this hotel reflect the community and its values. All of the artwork throughout the property is done by local Charlestonians through the Charleston Artists Collective. Our amenities, the soaps, the lotions, the shampoos are made in the Charleston area. Even down to the complimentary snacks in your room have local influences to them.
Now, I've also heard there's something really special going on here. Butler service?
We're a little biased, but yes, we are very proud to be the only hotel in the state of South Carolina with butler service.
Wow.
You're probably wondering what a butler can do for you. The answer is a little bit of everything. That means delivering breakfast each morning. They act a little bit as an on-the-go concierge and personal assistant. They'll shine your shoes and steam your garments as you prepare for a night out on the town. Anything to anticipate your needs and create a special experience, the Butler team is there for that.
Does that include therapy?
Butler therapy is a pretty good name for a cocktail, but not an official service that we offer, but as long as it's not illegal.
So if you really love her, perhaps.
Carlo, nice shoes, by the way.
Oh, thank you. These are the namesake of the hotel. These are Spectator shoes.
Mystery solved.
Indeed. And while these are fashionable footwear, there's more to just style here. This kind of ornate pattern for the shoes is actually incorporated into our ironwork on our building facade.
No detail has been missed here.
Speaking of no details missed.
Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have a little something for you.
That's
something about the chain.
Thank you so much, Daryl.
Quite welcome. Enjoy.
Will do. Cheers.
Cheers. You know, I could really get used to this kind of luxury.
At its most fundamental level, hotels are meant to house us, give us a place to sleep, rest from going out and exploring. And this hotel is a great respite from all the things you would do in the Rockies and the city around.
I've just arrived in Canada and I'm staying at a Sonesta property, Hotel 11 here in Calgary. Now, usually wild horses
could not drag me into an airport hotel. I mean, I hate soulless boxes. But the question is, can an airport hotel have a soul? Well, thanks for picking me up, Nick. I've been saying some terrible things about airport hotels.
Well, hopefully we will change your mind. Ours is not your typical cookie cutter hotel. We like to think we're a little more unique.
So the hotel's pretty close to the airport?
Yes, just a few minutes away, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a scenic tour through the city of Calgary.
Why do people come to Calgary? What's here?
We have many tourist destinations within an hour from the hotel. The Rocky Mountains, the national parks, plus the corporate travel.
Well, right off the bat, Nick, I'm not seeing cookie cutter here. I'm seeing quality materials.
Yeah, the carport is Douglas fir harvested from the Canadian Rockies.
And that cladding?
No, it's not cladding. It's Rundlestone rock, and that comes from a quarry in Canmore.
You're joking, that's solid rock.
Solid rock. This is my partner, Shona. Shona, Mike.
Hi, Mike. Nice to meet you. Welcome.
Thank you. So this was a real passion project for you two. You built this place from the ground up.
Yes, we did, along with my Uncle Steve and my Aunt Sally.
Okay, so quite the family affair.
It is.
Now, are you going to tell me that that's real stone as well?
My Uncle Steve is a geologist, so he insisted that all the rock and stone we used in the hotel was natural.
Well, I can't wait to look around.
Mike, this is one of our king rooms. Nick and I tried to source as much furniture as possible from Canada. For example, all the hard goods were made in Winnipeg.
Yeah?
The bed, the dresser. The soft goods were made in Calgary. And Mike, one of the things I think you'll love about this room is there's a steamer in the shower.
Wow. Okay.
So at the end of a long day, you can just relax in the steam. After you've been skiing and you're cold, it's a great way to warm up.
And then the art as well in here, but I've noticed it around the whole hotel. I bet there's a story there.
Yes, it's a local Alberta artist. He's traveled throughout the province and so captured different areas of Alberta, which is very diverse.
And that piece in the lobby?
Oh, our mural.
Yeah.
Yes, it highlights Calgary, the mountains, our city. That was painted by Nick's cousin.
Ah, the family affair continues.
Yes, it does.
So Nick, I notice you are pretty hands-on about the place. I mean, you've got a big team, I've seen.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff I quite enjoy doing. It keeps me informed on the quality. Even though we do have a maintenance team, we like to keep a very high standard.
And we're going to be able to go for a swim?
Yeah, pool is 100%, so you should be safe to go.
I think I'll wait till the camera's off.
One thing we've noticed is that a lot of our international travelers like to use us for multi-night stays as a staging area for the different attractions in Alberta.
Oh, really? So they're using it not as an airport hotel, but actually more like a city hotel. That says to me you're doing something right. I mean, sitting here, I don't feel like I'm part of a cookie cutter brand.
That's what we love about being Mod, a Sonesta collection. We can offer our guests their points programs for frequent stays, but we can offer a unique hotel that's ours.
What I like about what Shona and Nick are doing here in Calgary is they're challenging what an airport hotel actually is. As it turns out, an airport hotel can have a soul.
We hope you've enjoyed our look at some of the hottest design hotel experiences from around America and abroad. Join us next time for more breathtaking design vacation destinations on Hotels by Design. To learn more about special offers or to book any of the hotels, resorts or experiences featured in this season, go to bydesign.global.